So we'll start with the vocabulary on the first page. So et means and. A gladius is a sword. Not a gladiator, right? A gladius is a sword. A gladiator is a swordsman, a gladiator. Terra is land or earth or ground. And urbs is a city. Medius means the middle, and it's not used in the same way in Latin as in English. In English, we say the middle of something, whereas Latin doesn't do that. Latin doesn't use the genitive. It uses medius as an adjective agreeing with the thing. So, for example, media urbs means the middle of the city, but media and urbs can both be nominative case. Dormire is to sleep. Puer is a boy. Nonne is a question word meaning surely, expecting the answer yes. A dux is a leader. And sometimes you have to be careful when you're trying to tell whether a Latin word comes from dux, meaning a leader, which is a noun, or from ducere, which is to lead, and that's a verb. Number 10 here, curere is to run. Delere is to destroy, number 11. An equus, number 12, is a horse. A poeta is a poet. Leitus means happy. Dormire, we've already had that one, is to sleep. Bibere is to drink. Aurum is gold. Non means not. Terrere is to terrify or frighten someone. A bellum is war, a war. Validus means strong. Absum, abesse afu, is to be away or to be absent, to not be present. The opposite is adsum with a D, to be present. A dea in number 23 is a goddess. Nos means we if it's the subject, or us if it's the object. And a flumen is a river, third declension neuter. Then here we have the future tense for the fourth conjugation. Okay, so the fourth conjugation is verbs that go like dormire. So the stem we have is dormi. Okay, there we are. I'll just create some space there. Okay. Remember with the future tense, you have two different sets of endings. For the first two conjugations, right, verbs like amare, first conjugation, and verbs like monere, second conjugation, you have the future tense endings bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt. For the other three conjugations, that is verbs like rego, regere, third conjugation, verbs like dormi or dormire, fourth conjugation, and verbs like capio, capere, mixed conjugation, you use this other set of endings, which go am, okay, and then we need the long E here, am, ace, et, amus, atis, and ent. Okay, and this is the future tense, so I will sleep, right, and then you singular, and then he or she or it, then we, then you plural, and then they. Okay, moving on to the recap questions. Which principal part do you look at to find the stem for the perfect tense? The answer is the third principal part. You look at the third principal part. So for example, with ammo, you have the four principal parts are amo, amare, amavi, amatum. So you look at amavi for the perfect tense. And then you would take the letter I off the end of that stem. Sorry, off the end of that principal part. And you'd be left with amav, A-M-A-V, and that is your stem. And then what endings do you add to it for the perfect tense? Well, the first person singular is a long I, E. Then for the second person singular, isti. Then it for third person singular. Then imus for first person plural. Istis for second person plural. And then erunt for the third person plural. And if you have a verb in the perfect tense, for example, amavi, how should you translate it? Basically, there are two options. Either something like I have loved, or something like just I loved. So either of those might be fine, depending on the context. Number 4, if you have the word et repeated, how should you translate it? Okay, the first time you would translate it as both, and the second time you would translate it as and. Number 5, the meanings of nonne and num. Okay, so nonne means it's a question word, and it means it's expecting the answer yes. So surely. Whereas num is also a question word, but it expects the answer no, so it would be surely something is not the case. If you're asking an open question which does not expect any particular answer, it could be yes or it could be no, then you just put ne at the end of the first word in that sentence. Now, we are, if you go on to the next page here, page 3, we're looking today at the pluperfect tense, and that is the last tense that we have to meet this year. Now, the pluperfect tense is also very easy. It's always used to describe what had happened in the past. So whenever you're translating a pluperfect tense verb, you always use the word had in English, right? So I had loved, I had warned, I had ruled, I had heard, I had captured, I had been, etc. And you just add the pluperfect endings to the perfect stem. Right, so you take the perfect stem from the third principal part, you take off the I and you put on the pluperfect endings. And it doesn't matter what conjugation the verb is. This is always what you do. You take the third principal part, remove the I from the end to get the perfect stem, and then you add the pluperfect endings. And those pluperfect endings are always eram, eras, erat, eramus, eratis, erant, as you can see here. And as it happens, those endings are the same as the imperfect tense of the verb to be. So to say I had loved, you say amaveram. And to say you singular had loved, you say amaveras, etc. So let's practice translating some of these verbs. So navigaveramus is we had sailed. Audiverant, they had heard. Vocaverat, he or she had called. Biberant, they had drunk. Conspexeram, I had caught sight of or noticed. Cupiveratis, you plural had wanted or desired. Advenerat, let's say he or she had, keep it lowercase, he or she had arrived. Non discesseram, we had not departed. Non effugeram, I had not escaped. Jusseramus, we had ordered or commanded. Dederat, he or she had given. Habitaveratis, you plural had lived in or inhabited a place. Okay, Yecerat, he or she had thrown. Miseramus, we had sent, from mittere. Number 15, Occideram, I had killed. Possuerat, he or she had put or placed something. Rexeramus, we had ruled. And 18, edificaverant, they had built. Then number 19, videratis, you plural, had seen. And then viceram, I had conquered or defeated. Okay, and I'll just create a bit of space there. Okay. And then here what we're doing is the same in reverse. So forming the pluperfect tense. So I had sailed. Now for the accents, I'm going to, just so that I can do the accents, I'm going to do it on this pages document and copy some of them in. So I had sailed. So you take the verb navigare and you find the third principal part, which is navigavi. Take off the I and add the ending, eram. So navigaveram, like that. Okay, navigaveram. And then you singular had called. Okay, so you take the third principal part, again, vocavi, you take off the I, and then you add the ending, eras. Okay, you singular had captured, okay, third principal part is kp, okay, and we want you singular, so we're going to have cheperas. There we go. Okay, they had departed. Okay, so here we're going to have disceserant. She had slept. Okay, here we will have the verb is dormire, third principal part is dormivi. So take off the I and then add the ending. So dormiverat. Okay, and then I had seen. Okay, so videram. We had not thrown. Okay, so known. Known. There we go. That's the accent. Known. And then to throw is yacere. Okay, the perfect stem is like that, IEC, and then you add the ending. So non ieceramus. Okay, then he had fled. Okay, so fugerat, like that. And then you plural had carried. Okay, there's two verbs to carry. So you could use portare, in which case you get portaveratis. Or you could, if you prefer, use the irregular verb ferro. Although, in fact, I don't think, we haven't met that yet, I don't think. So we'll use portaveratis. Okay, they had found, okay, the verb is invenire. Okay, perfect inveni. So there's our stem, invenerant. He had given, perfect stem is dead for deady, so dederat. They had read. Okay, the perfect from leggere, to read, is legi, so legerant. You plural had stood. Okay, the verb is stare. The perfect stem is stet, steti, so steteratis. We had remained. Okay, to remain is manere. Perfect tense is mansi. So there's our stem, and then we want, so manseramus. Number 15, you singular had lived. Okay, the verb to live is habitare. So habitav, and then eras for you singular. Then I had ruled. Okay, to rule is regere. Perfect stem is books, like that. And then it's I, so eram. She had written. Okay, the verb is scribere. So scripsi is the perfect. So there's our stem, and so we get scripserat. They had feared. Okay, timui is the perfect. So our stem is timu, and then we want erant for they. We had given this. It's dedi, so dead is our stem, and then we need eramus. There we go. And then I had come. Okay, so to come is venire, perfect stem veni, so ven is our stem there, and so veneram. Okay, and now we have some sentences to try. So let's start with this one, milites oppidum mox ceperant. So that means the soldiers. And ceperant we would say had captured, because it's pluperfect. And mox means soon, so had soon captured the town, oppidum. Then in number 2, puelle, the girls. The verb is vulneraverat, had wounded. And the object is multos pueros, many boys. Then in number 3, dux is the subject, the leader. The verb is monuerat, had warned. And the object is servos fessos, the tired slaves. Then in number 4, naute, the sailors are the subject. The verb is videran, had seen. And the object is insulam, the island. Number 5, this one's a bit difficult. Vocem is the first word, but that's accusative. So it's the object. So we need to think, is there a noun here which is the subject? And in fact, it will be, it can't be pueri. Because pueri, if it's nominative, is nominative plural. But the verb is singular. So we need a singular subject. And that can only be, the only word in this sentence which could be nominative singular is femina. So the woman had not heard, non audiverat, the voice of the boy. So vocem is accusative for the object, pueri is genitive. So the boy's voice. Okay, in number 6, dominus sabus, the savage or cruel master. Occiderat, had killed, amicum, his friend or the friend. Then number 7, the subject is incole, the inhabitants. Fecerat had, sorry, I need a T there, had made an iter longum, a long journey. And then in number 8, nuntii, that's the subject, the messengers. Videran, had seen, the flumen altum, the deep river. And then in number 8, the subject is contained within audiveram. So that means I had not heard. Non audiveram, I had not heard. And then the object is vocem, the voice. And then ancille will be genitive singular of the slave girl. So you could say the voice of the slave girl or the slave girl's voice. And then lastly, number 10, juvenis, that's the young man. Numquam amaverat, had never loved, and the object is senen, the old man. Okay, and then here we have a mixture of tenses. Okay, so laudavimus is we praised, so it's perfect tense. Ad esse is to be present, so that is a present infinitive. Terruerat is he or she had terrified or frightened someone, so it's pluperfect tense. Venerunt is they came or they have come, so that's perfect tense. Punivistis is you plural punished, so it's perfect tense. Manserat is they had remained or stayed or waited, so it's pluperfect tense. Ludere is to play, so it's a present infinitive. Non aderam, I was not present, that's imperfect tense. Stat is he or she stands, present tense. Recit is he or she laughed, perfect tense. Kukurit is he or she ran, perfect tense. Amabimus is we will love, future tense. Vincere is to conquer or defeat or win, present infinitive. Festinaverunt is they hurried, perfect tense. Eramus means we were, imperfect tense. Advenisti, you singular arrived, perfect tense. Duxerat, he or she had led, pluperfect tense. Effugere, to escape, present infinitive. Occidite is actually it's a plural imperative, right? Addressing a number of people, and scribam is I will write, so it's future tense. All right, let's just try these. This is quite difficult here, mixing tenses going from English to Latin. Okay, so in the first one, we shall build. So the verb to build is edificare. And edificare is first conjugation, and therefore it takes the bo bis bit future. So you've got edificar bo bis bit, and then for we it's bimus. Okay, in number 2, to hold, this is the verb teneo, and the infinitive is tenere, second conjugation. Number 3, you singular had hurried. Okay, the verb to hurry is festinare. Okay, so for had, we want the perfect stem, festinav, and then eram, eras. So festinav, eras. Okay, we were laughing. Okay, so the verb to laugh is ridere. Okay, so we were, that's imperfect tense, so bam, bas, bat, and for we, it's bamus. Okay, and then they were reading. Okay, so the verb to read is leggere. So here you have leggebant. Okay, you plural lead. So to lead is ducere. And this is present tense, so duco ducis ducit, ducimus ducitis. There we are. Then to be, this is an irregular infinitive. It comes from sum, and the infinitive is esse. Then you had escaped. Okay, so to escape is effugere. And then the perfect stem is effuge, like that. But we want the pluperfect tense, had escaped. So eram, eras. Like that. And then I was not making. Okay, so not is known. There we are, known. And then to make is facio facere. So we want faci a bam, imperfect tense. Okay, now this next one, number 10, is negative, so we want known again. She will not work. Okay, so the verb to work, laborare. There we go. Labora, bo, and this is first conjugation, so the future is bo bis bit. So non laborabit. Then he had given. Okay, the verb to give is dare, but we want the perfect stem, which is ded. and then it's a pluperfect tense, had given, so eram, eras, erat, dederat. I have heard. Okay, to hear is audire, and the perfect stem is audiv, and then it's I have. Now I have is perfect tense, so it's just audivi. Then she was sending, so to send is mittere, and for the imperfect it'll be mit. This is third conjugation, mitte bam, mitte bas, and here mitte bat. And then number 14, you plural will punish. Okay, to punish is punire. But we want the future tense, and this is fourth conjugation, so it doesn't take the bobis bit future, it takes the am, ace, et future. So am, ace, et, amus, atis, ent, so punietis. Okay, we were conquering. Now to conquer is vincere, which is third conjugation, so vince, and then imperfect tense, bam, bas, bat, bamus, batis, bat, so bamus. And then she has found. Okay, to find is invenire. Okay, and the perfect stem is in vain, like that. And then perfect endings, e, isti, it. And then to hand over, this is the verb trado, and the infinitive is tradere, third conjugation. Okay, they had not asked, so not is known. To ask is rogare, perfect stem rogav, and it's pluperfect, so eram, eras, erat, eramus, eratis, erant, so non rogav erant. And then in number 19, he has decided. Okay, so to decide is constituo. The perfect stem is constitu, and then we want the perfect tense, so e, isti, it, constituit. And then the last one here is negative, so we want known. And then stood, okay, this is from stare to stand. The perfect stem is stet, like that. And we want the pluperfect tense, so eram, eras, erat, eramus, eratis, erant. So non steterant. And lastly, let's just have a look at the vocabulary at the end here. So manere, to remain or wait or stay. Novus is new. Ostendere is to show. Socius is an ally or companion or comrade. A conjunx is a husband or a wife or a spouse. Clamare is to shout. Tenere, to hold or keep. A comes, comitis, a companion. Numquam is never. Venire is to come, which appears twice here. Effugere is to escape. De means down from, or about, or concerning, and it takes the ablative. So you can climb de arbore, down from a tree, but you can also talk about your family, de familia, for example. Okay, bonus is an adjective meaning good. Solus is an adjective meaning alone or only. Cur is a question word meaning why. Corpus, third declension neuter noun meaning a body. Aqua, first declension feminine noun meaning water. Tandem means at last or finally. Remember not to confuse that with tamen, which means however. Auxilium, second declension neuter noun meaning help. Quartus, an adjective meaning fourth. Jam is by now or already. Vinum, second declension neuter noun meaning wine. Discedere is to depart, third conjugation verb. And lastly, mortuus is an adjective meaning dead. So that's the pluperfect tense, and as I said, that's the last new tense that we need to meet this year.